with everyone else. Yeah, let's see how much she lied. Linda, that makes me so happy. I really do appreciate y'all. Yep, I'm just starting, haven't even read the first word yet. So you guys are good. Okay, here we go. Page 1. This is the original DVRO order from restrained person is BRI. She's female. Hispanic and Hawaiian is what they have her race as. Oh, it does say her birth date on here. Now, I will not say it. She is 25 years old. Remember before it was coming out that she was 27, 28, whatever. She is 25 years old. Well, I don't need to give you all that. Ex-girlfriend to 2K. Part 3. Other protected people. There is no other protected people listed on this DVRO. Listen, Linda, Angie, I want to say thank you. And thank you, Linda. Listen, Linda, I thank you. Because you do all the work. You just provide me the stuff. I just come up here and yabber about it. I appreciate you, love. So section 3 is, excuse me, is other protected people. There is nobody listed there as other protected people, including Baby W. So far. That could be another section. We don't know. Section 4, expiration date. This will expire on 8/27 of 26, which we knew at midnight. So 8/26 of 26 at midnight it'll expire unless he files another one and is granted one. Page 2. Oh, it's fall gifts. Oh my God. I love fall. Thank you for the leaves. Who sent that? Thank you, Kelly. I absolutely love them. Okay, focus, Angie. The hearing was on 8/27/25 in front of Honorable Nicole Bergeron. People attended was, we know, 2K BRI and their attorneys. Future court hearings. Oh, there's one listed. That's weird that that's not listed because there's one January 6th. Sorry. The person in number 2, which is BRI. The court has granted a long-term restraining order. See number 7, which is what we're about to read, through 8. If you do not obey these orders, you can be charged with a crime, go to jail or prison, and or pay a fine. It is a felony to take or hide a child in... Thank you, Kelly. Oh my gosh, you guys. Sorry. It is a felony to take or hide a child in violation of this order. Interesting that was added on. Now, I don't know if that's normal standard text in California for that. That's not standard text in my state. Doesn't mean that it's not there. Yeah, I've only read, that's the first pretty much thing I've read. Everything else has just been who was there, etc. Okay. Sorry. So I do find that interesting. That would be a good question for AA Law Talk, if that is standard. That's what I was thinking, like that sounds very specific to this case. Because it says, I'm going to read it one more time. It's in like a bold, it's in this bold print. It says, to the person in 2, which is BRI, the court has granted a long-term restraining order, C7, 7 through 29, my old ass. If you do not obey with these orders, you can be charged with a crime, go to jail or prison, and or pay a fine, period, a new sentence. It is a felony to take or hide a child in violation of this order. Thank you, Lynn. So, very interesting. Okay, so these are all the things she cannot do. We're going to go through them one by one. Number 7, no pew-pews of any type or things that go with them, ammo. You cannot own, possess, have, buy, try to buy, receive, or try to receive or in any other way get any prohibited items listed above. One of the keywords in there, right? Thank you. Thank you, Susan. You cannot own, possess, or have. So even if she has in her possession, she can say, oh, well, I'm holding it for Santos, or I'm holding it for so-and-so. You cannot have one in your possession at all, period. I'm reading the DVRO from, thank you, Beth. Subsection B. Prohibited items are pew-pews, pew-pew parts, makes it sound like such an idiot, meaning receivers, frames, or any item that may be used as or easily turned into a receiver or frame, Penal Code 16531, and any, right? I have to keep it TikTok friendly. Within 24 hours of receiving this order, you must sell to or store with a licensed pew dealer, or turn into law enforcement any prohibited items you have in your immediate possession or control. Subsection D. If law enforcement asks you for your prohibited items, you must turn them over immediately. Subsection E. Within 48 hours of receiving this order, you must file a receipt with the court that proves all prohibited items have been turned in, sold, or stored. You may use, and it gives the list number for the receipts. If law enforcement served you with this RO, you must give a copy of the receipt to the law enforcement agency. Now, mind you, she was served at court, so she's correct. Yeah, the knuckles would be, and I would assume would be very much included in that. And then subsection F. Oh, that one's not marked. Okay, this is page 2. Okay, page 3. Number 8 is nothing. That's restrained. Person has prohibited items. She's claiming she has no items that need to be turned in. Subsection 9. Restrained person has complied with surrendering prohibited items. There's nothing there because she's claiming that she has none. Number 10. Court hearing to review pews, evidence, all that stuff. There's not one there because, again, she's claiming she doesn't have any. Cannot look for protected people. That's not marked. Okay, number 12. Order to not abuse. This is marked. Oh yeah, I forgot. Steph always tells me turn it this way so I can make it bigger. Okay. You must not use the following things to the person in 1, which is John, and any person listed in 3. There's nobody else. Harass, attack. While I'm reading this, you guys, if you guys could just make sure you guys just are tapping your little hearts out. Send your daily heart me's if you haven't already. Make sure you're commenting, because some of these words I don't have a way to change them around, but I want to make sure we get through them. Okay. So she may not do this to John, right? Harass, attack, strike, threaten, assault, schmexually, or in any other way. Hit, follow, stalk. That won't really work. Destroy personal property, keep under surveillance, impersonate on the internet, electronically or otherwise, block movements, annoy by phone or other electronic means, including repeated contact, or disturb the peace. Number 2, disturb the peace means to destroy somebody's mental or emotional calm. This can be done directly or indirectly, such as through somebody else. This can also be done in any way, such as by phone, over text, or online. Disturbing the peace includes coercive control. Coercive control means fill that bad boy with Diet Coke. Thank you, Rachel. Man, I need one of those for real for live to fill with Diet Coke. Thank you, love. Okay, coercive control means a number of acts that reasonably limit the free will and individual rights of any person protected by this restraining order. Excuse me. Example includes isolating them from friends, relatives, or other support, keeping them from food or basic needs, controlling or keeping track of them, including their movements, contacts, actions, money, or access to services, and making them do something by force, threat, or intimidation, including threats based on actual or suspected immigration status. Shit, she does that to Santos all the time. Sorry. Coercive control includes reproductive coercion, meaning controlling someone's reproductive choices, such as using force, threat, or intimidation to pressure someone to be or to not be pregnant, and to control or interfere with someone's contraceptive, birth control, pregnancy, and access to healthcare information. Well, this isn't against Ruby, though. But how interesting is that, though, you guys? Like, people can get a court order if somebody is trying to force you to keep a child or not keep a child, or... Correct. It is no third party. So I guess I would have to see then what exactly it is that Ruby's done. Yeah, you're right. Now we'll get into the no contact order, number 13. Excuse me. You must not contact John directly or indirectly by any means, including telephone, mail, email, or any electronic means, except for OFW, which is our family wizard, which is what the courthouse uses. Exception to 13A is you may have brief and peaceful contact with person A in 1, which is BRI. To only communicate about your child for court-ordered visits. You may have contact with your children only during court-ordered contact visits. Now wait a minute. You may have contact with your child only during court-ordered contacts and visits. I guess that would make sense. Okay. Oh, that was interesting. The reason why I was questioning that was because he wasn't in the normal order. Okay, 4. Let me go to page 5. Sorry, the pages are out of order, so I want to... 13. Okay. Sorry, stay away order. So the only time at all that she can see her child, I guess we'll figure out here what that's going to be. She can see him for that 1 week during the month. Let me plug my phone in. And if they have any time scheduled for their FaceTimes, that would be the only time she could talk to them, no other time. Okay. Stay away order, number 14. You must stay at least 100 yards away from John's home. And that's it. And then 14B is exceptions to 14A. Stay away order does not apply for the exchange of the children for court order visits. You must do so briefly and peacefully. And for you to visit with your child or court order visits. And then they put, they also marked other, but they did not explain. So that's left blank. There's no move out other. Number 16, order. Parenting class BRI, because it says respondent party, must complete at least BRI. That means BRI. That means a minimum of. You must complete it at least minimum 12 weeks. They'd prefer more, but at least just want to make sure. I don't want you to have any misunderstanding. I want you to get it. Okay. Must complete at least a 12-week parenting class. Anything already complete may something. It just cuts off. John does not have to take parenting classes. BRI. Just you. Just you. Not for John. John's been taking his parenting classes. Raising baby W all by himself. Okay? Alright. Oh shit. Number 18 is protected animals. Somebody needed to put Chrome on here. Okay. Alright, I had to go to the next page. Okay, number 19, control of property, none. 20, health and other insurance, none. 21, record of communication, the person in one, which is John, may record communications made by person in two a violation of the order. Wait, the person in one, John, may record communications made by the person in two that violate this order. Susan, thank you so much. You guys are at level 3 already. Joe's here. Thank you, Joe. What we haven't got there yet, but this is just recording communication. So she cannot record him. Right? She cannot record phone calls or communication with him, but he can with her if she is violating the order. Sorry, guys. I was hoping my voice would hold up a little better. Okay, 22, property restraint. There is none. 23, there's no debts. $24, pay expenses caused by AB. There's none. No child support. No spousal support. Lawyer's fees. There is none. 28. Battery invention program, there is none. Transfer of wireless phone account, there is none. 29, okay. Thank you guys so much for the gifts and the taps and the hearts. Oh my gosh, you guys are almost 90,000. Okay, everyone stretch your fingers. Let's take a finger stretch. So no, Ruby or any third party cannot film the visitation. Correct. That's what I'm reading so far. Now, there is probably very likely more into this. Again, I never read it before I come on with you guys. I read it and go over it first with you guys. Correct. He did reserve the right to ask for expenses at a later date. Absolutely. She doesn't have to pay child support. Not at this time, Kim. That was probably done very strategically. He may never ask for child support, which, you know, that's completely up to him. But I know it was not done at this. Thank you, love. But adding child support onto a trial like this adds time, and I know he wanted to get it done. Heather, that video, you just shit on my head. You guys, our quick intermission. Bad, my man. You guys, the range of emotions I had in that video, I went from having like this great conversation, I'm all calm, cool, collected, to shocked, to mad as hell, to embarrassed, to laugh. Like, I legitimately felt every single emotion in a matter of like 5 seconds. So funny. I'm not gonna focus now. Oh my god, that I'm a mess. But I was so happy that so many people were like, no, I thought it too. I'm like, oh my god, thank god it's not just me. Oh man, a mess. A mess. Yes, Jenna, they are. I'm about halfway through right now. Nothing really has come up. Just a quick upcap. What the hell? A recap. Obviously, the DVRO was granted for a year. BRI cannot possess any pews or any type of weaponry at all. She cannot, harass John in any way, shape, or form. He can he can record her on their calls if she's violating her order. She cannot do him, whatever. Honey, you guys never have to apologize if you guys can't make it or if you're late or whatever. You are fine. We haven't got there yet, Leslie. So, okay, let me see here. Let me go to number 3. Oh my god, I just turned my dang thing off. Okay, 14 is nothing. Oh, are we back to the beginning? Hold on just a second. Wait a minute, what is this? Sorry guys, this was sent to me weird. Oh, this is like, okay, hold on. Sorry. There's 2 separate orders and I was trying to figure it out. Okay. Let me see what page is this. Oh, that has a signature. Okay, it is a little bit out of order, so I'm trying to get it all put in order. Okay, I've got it figured out now. Okay. Number 9, the hearing date is on page 2. Okay. Duties of officer serving the order. Oh, this just talks about the duties of the officer serving the order, which it was served in court. Enforcing an RO in California. Any law enforcement officer in California who receives, sees, or verifies the order on a paper copy in the California Law Enforcement Telecommunication System. That's the CLEATS order that we were talking about when the original order came, the minute order came out. Remember we were talking about the CLEATS program or system. I was wondering what that is. So if they see it through CLEATS or the paper order or in the NCIC protection order file, must enforce the order. Notice/proof of service. Law enforcement must first determine if the restrained person had notice of the order, which we did. If notice cannot be verified, the restrained person must be advised of the terms of the order. If the restrained person then fails to obey the order, the officer must enforce them. Family Code, Section 6383. Consider the restrained person served/notified if the officer sees a copy of the proof of service or confirm the proof of service is on file. Again, you guys, that was done in court. Remember, we read over that where it says no need for service because they both adhered to it and agreed and signed in court. So that's what it will say in their system. The restrained person attended the hearing, C30, or was informed of the order by an officer, Family Code 6383, Penal Code, An officer can obtain information about the contents of the order of the California Restraining Order. Arrest required if order is violated. If an officer has probable cause to believe that the restrained person had notice of the order and has disobeyed the order, the officer must arrest the restrained person. A violation of the order may be a violation of Penal Code Section 166 or 273.6. If the protected person contacts the restrained person, even if the protected person invites or consents to contact with the restrained person. Hold on, I want to read this again because there has been a lot of misinformation going around. I try to clear it up on my page, but now this is going to verify exactly what I said. There is a lot of other people on this app that have been saying the DVR goes both ways. A DVR does not go both ways. John does not get punished for the fact that he's been abused, right? That's what would happen if you have a DVRO that goes both ways. A DVRO is a one-way street. BRI has to follow all of these things. John does not have to follow them, but people out here have been putting that false information out, and that is completely not true. A DVRO goes one way. It is against BRI. So I'm going to read this section here that's going to clear up and say exactly what I've been saying this whole time. Okay? It says, if the protected person contacts the restrained person, even if the protected person, John, invites or consents to contact with the restrained person, the order remain in effect and must be enforced. Must be enforced. The protected person, John, cannot be arrested for inviting or consenting to contact with the restrained person. The orders can be changed only by another court order. So you guys, please be careful when you guys are listening to other people talk about this stuff and they're giving you false information. I went round and round and round and round with people the other night in a live. Finally, I'm like, just never mind. Believe who you want to believe. It's going to come out in the court order. It's something I deal with on, well, I don't now, but I did on a daily for years. I know this stuff. That would be the silliest thing ever, to think a protection order goes both ways. That's punishing the victim. That wouldn't even make any sense to me. So, again, I'm going to read this just one more time. I just want to make sure we're clear, okay? You ready? If the protected person, that's John, contacts the restrained person, that is BRI, even if the protected person, John, invites or consents to contact with the restrained person, BRI, the order remains in effect and must be enforced. The protected person, John, cannot be arrested for inviting or consenting to contact with the restrained person, BRI. The order must be enforced and can only be changed by another court order. So in that situation, BRI would get arrested. Yes. In reality, yes. So BRI could set her up. And I tell you right, I've been saying this for the longest time. The majority of my clients go back to jail for that exact reason. Their girlfriends would call them up and be like, oh my God, but the baby's calling for you. The baby's crying. Oh, so you don't want to see your kid? You don't want to see your kid? Okay, well, I'll just tell them you don't want to see your kid. Well, of course they want to see their kid, but they know they can't go over there because there's an RO. And so what do they do? And I had one in particular. What do they do? Hang up, drive over there. Dun, 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 dun. Police already there. Back to jail they go. It happens all the time. It happens all of the time. And typically as soon as the other person starts dating somebody. Now, it's not in this situation, but you know what I'm saying. So yes, it could be a setup. Would it look good on him? Absolutely not. Would he do that? Absolutely not. Right? Okay. Child custody, and you guys all answer questions at the end. I just want to make sure I get through all this. Child custody and visitation. Child custody and visitation orders are listed on Form DV-140 or another attached form. If the judge made these orders, look at 13 and 14 of this order to see if the judge, granted an exception for brief and peaceful contact with the person in one, which he did, as needed to follow court orders. He did. He said that the only time they can have contact outside of visitation is for peaceful transition of the child and making arrangements. Contact by the person in 2 is not, or that is not brief and peaceful, is a violation of this order. So if they call, basically, right, if they call to set up the visitation with W, and he's like, okay, yep, Sunday at noon works for me. Where do you want to meet? Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, great, I'll drop him off at Chuck E. Cheese. She's like, no, I don't want to do a Chuck E. Instantly, it's no longer peaceful, and she's instantly in violation. As soon as she pops off, right, it's now a violation. Okay, I'm gonna make it through this. Conflicting orders, priorities for enforcement. If more than one restraining order has been issued protecting the protected person from the restrained person, the orders must be enforced in the following priorities. See Penal Code section 136.2 and Family Codes, blah blah blah. It goes in order of emergency protection order. It's an EPO. If one of the orders in the EPO, we don't have an EPO. And then no contact order, criminal protective order, and then civil restraint order. So that is it for the first one. Now let's go to 3. Let me see, is it this way? Nope. Wait, what number is this? 10. Okay. Now this is the child custody and visitation order. Okay, so we'll stop here for a second. So we just went over the DVRO. Does anybody have any questions or anything clarified on the DVRO? And then after that, we'll move into child custody and the visitation order. Exchanges have to be supervised. No. Oh, the exchanges? No, they don't have to be supervised. Megan, if I get through everything in time, I may go over it again. But if not, it will be up on my YT today. Make sure you guys are following my YT. I'm not going to do a recap of that right now because that's a lot and I'm losing my voice. And I want to get through the child custody and visitation. At the end, if I still have a voice, I will. But if not, it will be up on my YT. It doesn't say anything about filming at pickup. It may in this next order. Right. Yes, you did. And my 13. Wait, what? Hold on. I just want to see one thing. Yeah, I'm going to have to see. You guys, everyone keeps talking about that with Ruby. I need to see that. The only thing I've seen of Ruby and MJ is talking about with the guys after court. So I'll have to see that. Yeah, and he may be able to film at drop-offs and pickups. He can also record calls if they're violated. You can film, she cannot film. So I'd assume that means third party can't film on them. Right. Yeah, it says he is the only one that is allowed to record. Okay, so I'm going to move on then to the visitation and custody order. Well, we haven't got to the custody and visitation order. So I'll tell you that in a minute. Okay. Mic check. Thank you. That's perfect timing. Okay. So child custody and visitation order. Name of protected person is 2K. A name of restrained person is BRI. Child, we know the child baby W. No travel with children without permission. BRI is BRI must have written permission from the other parent or a court order to take child take child outside of, it says state of California, during her custodial time in California. Other, state of Texas, during her custodial time in Texas. So, excuse me, I'm just now reading the custody and visitation one. We already went over the DVR one. So, when her visits are in Texas, she must stay in Texas with the child. I'm assuming they added in the state of California one because this lasts for a year. So if she ever gets time in California, they wanted to make sure they had that covered. At this time, he cannot go to California. Like I said, I'm assuming that that's just so that's covered because this order is for a year, is what I'm assuming. But we'll find out as we read, I'm sure. So she's not allowed to remove the child. Stop access to children's school. Doesn't say that. Okay. Okay, let me go to 6. Oh my gosh. Okay. Number 7, child custody. There's nothing in number 6. Child custody. Sole to the person. Oh, sole to the person in one. Physical custody. Sole to the person in one. To all the people that argued with me because they heard on another page the other day that BRI had 20% custody or some other type of custody, and I said she has no custody. Zip, zilch, zero, goose egg, and you guys kept telling me I was wrong. I'm like, hey, okay, wait till we get the order. I'm just telling ya. Choose to believe who you want on the app. I'm just telling ya. She has no custody. No physical custody. No legal custody. No custody. She gets to visit her child for 7 days out of the month. That is it. I'm not praising that. I'm not happy about that. I'm simply proving a point. When somebody goes and watch any page, watch every single page on all of TikTok, I don't care. But then when you come in here into my beautiful, peaceful platform, right, where we speak facts and truth that we can back up, right? Yeah, they were loud and very wrong. And I tell you guys, no, I'm telling you, there's no. I read all the court papers and they kept telling me, nope. I was wrong. So, just for that sole purpose, one more time. And it's simply just 2 boxes. Child custody. Sole legal custody. Sole to person in one. That's John. Physical custody. Sole to person in one. That's John. This is for, this is permanent. So John has sole physical, legal custody of said child. Everyone got that? The, correction, no, the RO, sorry, the DVRO is good for 1 year. The custody order is a permanent custody order. Unless they go back to court to redispute it. Oh, shit, cheeseburgers. The DVRO is for a year. Let's make sure we're given correct info. 9. 10. Supervised, monitored, exchanged. That is, there's nothing on supervised, monitored exchanges. Visits with no supervision. Unmonitored. It says, judge reason listed here. No physical danger to minor. Basis of restraining order did not involve, oh my gosh, do not involve, any physical by restrained party towards minor child or protected party's mother She will be, oh, and she'll be taking parenting classes. Man, the judge has terrible writing. Terrible writing. Well, it's not terrible. It's just hard to read. Yeah, so there's no, so that's why why she has unsupervised visitations. Okay, so that's 11. All right, let me go to the last one. Oh, wait, what? This is confusing. Oh, here we go. Okay. Did you just judge the judge? Oh, I judged the judge. I am judging. Listen, I told y'all before. Y'all may not judge. I judge. I just saw that custody isn't permanent. I saw somebody else put that. Listen. Thank you, user. Custody is never permanent in any situation because you can always go back to court and re-argue said situation, right? So she may be able to go back at some time and point and refile for custody or more custody or visitation custody. Yes, Ashley. Thank you. Yes, they do go. They go back in January. Yes, for court. Let me get through this one, and then I will deep dive down into that, so we are all on the same page. So there's not a bunch of misinformation. But let me get through this, okay? Okay. So this is another order that she has, which is order to prevent child abduction. Name of protected person, John is the parent. Name of restrained person, Bree the respondent. Court declares. The court declares, based on the information given, the judge finds that there is a risk that person 2, Bree, might take the children without permission because person 2, Bree, has violated or threatened to violate a custody or visitation order, has a history of taking children without permission. The orders are granted as follows. Do not move without written permission to the other parent or court order. The person in 2 must not move the children from California when their visitation time is in California and Texas during custodial time in Texas. Number 5. Turn in and do not apply for passports for or other important documents. Person in 2. Sorry guys, person in 2, Bree, must not apply for passports or other documents that can be used for travel, like visas and birth certificates, and must turn in the following documents. There's none listed. Provide travel plans and documents. Person 2 must give, so Bree must give the person in 1, John, the following before traveling with the child: children's travel schedule, copies of round-trip airline tickets, addresses and telephone numbers of where child can be reached. And then the rest of them: notify other states, notify foreign embassy, foreign custody, posted bond. All of that is, that was the end of that. So, we went over the DVRO. It kind of sounds like that. That's why I slowed down to read it again. But I think it's more so she can't get it for W, but it really isn't clear. Because it says, next page, sorry. No, it says, sorry, turn in and do not apply for passport or the passport. Persons too must not apply for passports or other documents that can be used for travel. Oh, so I don't know, maybe it is that she, oh wait, lawyer investor, he said, yes, she has to hand hers over. Oh, interesting. Oh, good, okay. I love lawyer investor. Listen, he is the guy, okay? Bree can't have one. Good. All right, so